John Bentley.
What's up, CFO gang? It's your boy J Tuck back with another Cowboys fans only episode. So y'all know the drill. Go ahead, comment, like, subscribe. Somewhere down there, somewhere down here, somewhere down there. Shout out to everyone who's been supporting the channel. The stream numbers have been going up. The likes has been going up. So I appreciate all the support. But enough about me. Enough about me. I got my dogs in the house tonight. It's your boy Syd and Big Games James. What's happening, fellas?
What's going on, baby?
Not much, man. What's up, Syd?
What's up, J Tuck? It's your boy Syd.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you guys jumping on. So we got a lot to talk about. These guys are not new to the channel. You should be familiar. But Syd, go ahead and tell them where they can find you at.
Yeah, man, definitely check me out on YouTube. Dallas Cowboys, the number 4 life. Come check me out. Hit that subscribe button. Big things. J Tuck, we work really well together. Ongoing. Definitely hit that subscribe button on J Tuck's channel as well. And my man, Big James, one of my mentors. What's up?
Oh, dog, hey, you just check me out, Silver and Blue Nation. You just see it on the screen. Type Silver and Blue Nation, Big Game James. You just try to keep it real over there. We try to have fun. We try to just be whatever over there. We just try to, it's just free flowing over there. So you want to have a good time, come on over. But hey, I'm with my boy. It's your boy Syd and my dog J Tuck. I appreciate y'all letting me be on the show.
Yeah, anytime, man. So I see my boy Syd got the football out. That means it's gonna get serious tonight. I got a little different Dallas swag tonight. I got my Mavericks, so we about to get active and go after this NBA championship because somebody in Dallas is actually having a season. Now, another team I'm not so sure. So we're gonna go ahead and dive into this subject and try to get it over with as quickly as possible. As we all know, we're going through a pandemic right now, and there's a lot of uncertainty when it comes to the season. So, Syd, you're on the opposite end of the spectrum. You're Mr. Positive man over there. So you believe things are going to happen. So let me hear your thoughts on the season, and what is your thoughts and how things are really going to go into effect for the 2020 NFL season.
Listen, I think the NFL is doing all the right moves to make sure that we have a season. And I don't know if you guys will agree. There's too much money at stake here. And that's something that a lot of people are not thinking about. We know that Philly has opted out and having fans in the stand. We had this discussion earlier today. The Dallas Cowboys has canceled all season ticket holders tickets, but they're still selling the tickets. But they're going to give it first dib to the season ticket holders. So, guys, they're making the moves. Their teams are making the moves to make sure that we have a season. And I think that the NFL is doing the right thing and putting the right things in place for us to have a season. So I'm optimistic. Let's go. This is our season. Super Bowl, Dallas Cowboys. Let's get it.
So, Syd, I know you had Dave on the show yesterday. Shout out to my guy, Dave. We're going to have to bring him back on because me and him, that's my guy. But tell me this, when you say the NFL has things in place to make sure that we're going to have a season, what are actually those things?
Listen, we all know that COVID is a serious situation right now around the world. They're making sure the players are tested. They're making sure that right now, before the full training camp starts, where they're going to be hitting each other and so on, is kind of like on hold right now to see what steps we'll take to making sure that everybody's safe with the whole COVID situation.
All right. So no plan. So my dog, Big Game James.
Pretty much.
Yeah, he's a realist like me. So
yeah.
So go ahead and give me your thoughts, bro, on your thoughts of us having an NFL season for this year.
Okay, see, I'm not trying to be a pessimistic, but let's keep it real. Let's talk reality. Right. The Major League Baseball, okay? See, here's the thing. The NBA has a bubble. Okay. And they put everybody in one spot. You can't go anywhere else. You can't see anybody. You have a call line to watch everything that's going on. So you are secluded. You cannot see anything else. And that's why that is working. You see what I'm saying? Right. Major League Baseball had the option. The players said they didn't want a bubble. So guess what? You got 18, 19 Florida Marlins going in the clubhouse. Now it's canceling games. You done have 5, 6, 7 games canceled. Now they're going to 7th inning, double inning. What the hell, dog? Right. Really? And you really think, now I'm not trying to hate, but if that is happening in baseball and that is a non-contact, those guys aren't touching each other. Those guys aren't bumping into each other. And guess what? The Major League Baseball gave them outlines, okay? What they do not need to do, right? Mm-hmm. And what do these guys do? They do the exact opposite. Right. You know why? Because they're not policed. They're not watched. They're not in the bubble. They can't be watched every movement as they're doing. That's why they do what they do, because they're like, hey, ain't nothing happened to me. I'm COVID. I'm an athlete. That's what the thought is. That's what they do. And that's why they're still going against the grain. And that's why this is spreading. You really think that if this is happening in Major League Baseball and there's no contact, you really think it's not going to happen in the NFL? Players are already testing. Players are opting out. These players, guess what, Sid? These teams are still going in cross country. They're not staying in a bubble. They're still traveling to different places. Isn't that what they said don't do when you have COVID?
Right.
Don't travel. Don't go from here to there. The NFL is still doing that. What testing? It's because the NFL players said, we need daily testing. But at the end of the day, that is not stopping. You just had 7 Detroit Lions test positive. They put them on that reserve list because they tested positive. Now, here's the thing. They're testing positive with no contact.
Right.
We're talking about when they have contact. What happens if you have 2 or 3 people in your locker room that has COVID?
Right.
What's going to happen? They're going to shut it down. What happens if it spreads like the Florida Marlins? What if you have an NFL team that has 10 players catch COVID? It's real.
Right.
And what if that happens? What is the NFL going to do? The NFL doesn't have a plan. They're going into the storm. They don't have a clue. The NBA season was almost over.
Right.
They stopped it. They backed up. They saw this is what we need to do. They came back, and now it is working. The NFL has not been able to do that because they haven't went into it. They're going into this blind, guessing.
Exactly. And on top of that, they trying to put us in the stands to watch. And that's my thing.
Let me say one more thing, Tuck. Here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying, you guys can't have workouts together. You guys can't do this together. You guys can't do that together. You guys can't swap jerseys. You got to practice social distancing. But you guys are hitting each other.
Right.
You can't practice social distancing when you're actually having contact with each other, physical contact. And here's the thing, one last thing. You got all these players in the NFL, and they got these rules that if you do this, this was going to happen to you. You really going to tell me that all them NFL players ain't going to go out to a club?
Right.
They ain't going to kick it. They ain't going to do nothing. Come on, man. That's a come on,
man.
They
was kicking it during lockdown, Sid.
Come on.
You guys are killing me right now. Hello.
I saw a picture of the Cowboys locker room, and they had dividers between the locker, but they're still right next to each other. It's like a little plastic or glass divider between the 2 locker rooms. So I don't understand. And here's what I'm trying to say, Sid, and to everyone on Twitter and everyone out there. Me, you, James, we want this. Like, we just drafted the city lamb, bro. Like, I want an NFL season. I bought tickets. I want to be there. But it's come to a point where we have to call the NFL out for not being prepared. They do not have a plan. So when you see us online saying, what's the plan? We're not being negative. We're just asking a simple question. What's the plan? So you're going to do more testing. Okay, more testing does not stop more people from testing positive. Right? And so that's the thing is like there's all these different entities and different ideas that the NFL wants to bring to the table, but none of it sounds foolproof to make sure you're going to last through the season. Even the Major League Baseball commissioner just came out and said today, if y'all don't want to comply by our rules, then we're going to shut the season down.
Right. The season's going to be over.
Right.
And they're talking about doing that within the week.
Right. We probably had, three baseball games, maybe?
And they're already talking about shutting it down.
Right.
And they don't have contact.
Right. Sid, you tapped your mic a few times, so go ahead. What you got to say?
Guys, we got to be optimistic, okay? I need football. I don't know about y'all.
No,
I need football.
I'm no realist, Sid.
Right.
I can't.
I need football.
Optimism. I need it too.
Right.
Man,
Sid, but we can't live in no blind world, Sid. You living in a blind world.
I don't think I think honestly we're gonna have a season. Mark my words, guys.
How?
We're gonna have a season. We're gonna have a season.
We're gonna have a start of a season.
That's right. But is it gonna finish?
Right.
This is to me. Me and Boss talked about this yesterday. He came when he said the first 3 games. I say 3 to 4 games. That's going to tell us if the season can get past the first 3 or 4 games without major stuff. Right. I think it has a chance. But if
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Things happen week 1 where there start to be outbreaks and things like that. I'm telling you, dog, it's going to be an instant shutdown. I know we're talking about the money, but at the end of the day, I will give the NFL props that they're giving the players an opt-out. Right. That if you choose to do this, we'll at least pay you this money. But $150,000 to them is like $20,000 us, dog. It ain't no kind of money. Right. But at the end of the day, if you stack your money right, you'll be okay. And players, if this stuff ain't real, players are opting out, dog. Right. Sid, players are opting out.
Right. Listen, anyways, the 2 players that opted out for the Dallas Cowboys, to me,
but
aren't a
still,
big loss.
the starting running back didn't
Deontay
Chiefs didn't the running back for the Chiefs opt out?
Yeah.
Damian Williams, he was
Super Bowl running back.
damn near Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
Dante Hightower.
Right. So,
Patrick Chung.
right.
You guys know the movie The Replacements? Remember that movie The Replacements?
That's why
But you do it.
We're gonna have one of those seasons. We're gonna have one of those seasons.
And here's the thing. There's no preseason games.
Nope.
They think, I mean, first of all,
There's
I don't
no
know
experiment.
what they think. Tuck played on a higher level than I did, but he knows I played, and he knows you're not having any preseason games. You're not having physical contact until like day 21. So
Yeah.
you're really getting two or 3 weeks of pads, and then you're going right into game.
Right.
Injuries.
Right.
Yep.
And,
I said that too.
and that's why I'm saying the NFL at least should have had a few preseason games, not just for the football aspect, but just to test it out to see if this is even going to work. They just going to start Chiefs versus Texans and see if it works or not. The NBA
Because they
had
want that bread.
Right. They want that money. That's what's all coming down. And granted, we understand, but like I feel like when it comes to between the two, the NFL does not have a plan compared to the NBA. But this is a Cowboys show, so we're going to talk like we're going to have a season.
All right, let's talk like we're going to have
We'll
it.
keep it on. We'll keep it on. So the main question, and I asked this question yesterday, and I'll let either one of you answer this, but where the hell is Jerry Jones? Where's Jerry Jones? And the reason why I say that is like we have not seen or heard from Jerry since the draft. And so do we think, due to everything going on, this has been pressure, within the Cowboys organization to kind of keep Jerry low key? Or do you think maybe Steven's going to start to take the team by the reins and kind of be the face of the organization and speak out more? Like, what do you think was going on with Jerry Jones and why he's been so quiet? Like, I mean, the rookies were at the Star in Frisco. There was no photos with Jerry. I mean, he loves the camera. He loves, being front and center. But we still have not to be able to see Jerry Jones. So what are you guys' thoughts on that?
Go ahead, Big. Go ahead, James.
I mean, I'm a really bounce off what you just said, Tuck. I think it's a combination of both of those things. Yep. I think because people have been going hard on Jerry for not speaking out with this Black Lives Matter. They've been going hard on him. I mean, I did a couple of videos and people was going hard on me, and I'm like, damn, I didn't back off me, dog. I don't own the damn Cowboys. Leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, they've been going hard on him. So, and just like you said, Jerry has always got something to say, and he's been just quiet. Right. So I think that has a little bit to do with it. But I've been saying this, I got a friend of mine. We go back and forth, and he's always like, Jerry's still the man. He signs the check. But I was like, you know what, though? He might sign the check. But Steven all in that business now. Right. You feel me? Whenever you hear anything talking about a contract, Steven jumping right up in there. And he's saying everything. And anything you hear about the Cowboys, it's Steven. And I think he is because he's been groomed to this. Right. You know what I'm saying? I think Jerry groomed to this. Jerry's almost 80 years old. You know what I mean? And Steven has basically took the reins. Like you said, I think he's took the reins since like maybe 2010. You started really seeing his fingerprints in there. Right. And now his fingerprints are strong up in there now.
Right. Because if you even go back to, early when Dak had the whole party thing, the non-social distant party thing that broke out on Team Z, it was Steven that came out and said something about Dak. Like, I was like, Steven, where you come from? Like, so it's like, you feel like he's earning his wings. So, Sid, what's your thoughts? What do you think is going through Jerry right now? Is he laying low or is he passing over the keys?
Listen, I'm going to dive into that 1 second. I just want to jump into the chat right now on Facebook. Rajbir says, and I hope I said her name properly, from Soulflow, said what's up? He said he's trying not to get COVID.
Possibly.
Possibly. Yeah. But I'm going to jump. Yeah, I agree with what you said. I think that, and James touched it as clearly as you could. He's set his foot with the Dallas Cowboys. He's the owner. Everybody knows it. I think he's taken a little bit of a step back, letting Steven do his thing and seeing how he don't get it twisted. Because the minute something goes wrong, Jerry's going to be right in front of that camera, speaking and being in front of that media. And God forbid we should win the Super Bowl, because Jerry Jones will let you know that the Dallas Cowboys have won the Super Bowl. I just wish that if we do win the Super Bowl, that it's in front of fans, because people are going to have some stupidness to say. And I hope it's a full season, because if we win a Super Bowl with half a season or whatever case may be, people are going to say stupidness about the Dallas Cowboys. So
I take that Asher trophy though. I'm gonna
there,
take
nobody
it.
gives a hell about
I'm
that.
gonna
You know
take
what I'm
the
saying? It's a
asterisk trophy.
trophy.
They run
If we
around.
finish the season and we get the trophy, it's 6.
Right.
That's
Count
it.
it. Count it.
Count it.
Count it.
That's how I look at
You
it
put an
too.
asterisk behind all the hell you want. I see 6.
Right.
Yep.
Right. So
Yep.
big game. You mentioned Stephen Jones been speaking out about contracts. So he came out and spoke recently about the Dak situation that, they tried to get a deal done. It didn't happen, but they're optimistic. They're still 100% sold on Dak. He kind of started to blame COVID a little bit, which I didn't buy. And that's the one thing I will say, the difference between Steven and Jerry. Steven's not a salesman. He don't sell me like Jerry sells me. Like, if Jerry was to come out and say, like, okay, well, no, they try. Jerry has that charisma. Steven doesn't. So when it comes to this whole Dak contract thing, we really didn't get your take on this, but what is your thoughts? Is this the end for Dak Prescott in Dallas, or do you think there's still opportunity to mend this relationship?
I mean, I don't know. I've said it on in my own personal opinion that I feel like there's got to be some feelings that's some trust. I feel like trust has been broken. I feel like, I'm just thinking like, this is just my opinion. Like if I was in Dak's shoes, I would be frustrated with the organization because you keep on talking about I'm the guy and you're 100% in on me and blah, 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 this and blah, 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 that. But I'm like the 7th guy getting a contract and I'm supposed to be your franchise quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That would bother me. And then when I see you, Stephen Jones, saying that, we love Dak, but it's got to be good for everybody. Everybody's got, we got to be able to spread it out for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just keep going back to where I'm saying them things. And you was in that money situation with Romo. Yes, you were, because I was reading all that stuff and you was all in there. Right. Stephen Jones saying, this is our guy. And it got done. Right. And, it's all these loopholes and everybody got jump hoops. And, I mean, what do you think you thought? And, like, people want to try to blame the agent. When Dak got rid of that agency in 2018 in June, he told you, I'm not going to be cheap.
Right.
That's what he told you. That's exactly what he told you. This is not going to be cheap. I'm doing everything I want to do, but now you're going to have to pay. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's no excuse to me. I don't care what they tell me, how they came to the plate and now it took about 10 hours to get the paperwork done. It was just too late. It shouldn't have never went that far. Right. You knew France was going to try to get this bread. And the agent is doing what he's supposed to. You hired me to get you a contract.
Right.
Big money. Right. That's what I'm trying to do. If we don't get that, then we ain't going to settle. We're going to take the franchise deal. That's what the agent's supposed to do. So I'm not mad at the agent, and I ain't mad at Dak.
Right.
He did everything he's supposed to do. He's supposed to get his money. And I'm just tired of hearing Stephen Jones in the media now talking about he always want to – we're 100% up. Why does he always got to keep saying that?
Right. All right.
You know what I'm saying, Jay? Why does he always got to keep saying that? Why does he always got to reassure us and reaffirm they're all in on that?
Right.
Stop telling us that.
And
if you all in on him, you don't got to say nothing. Show it.
Right. Exactly. Syd, I see you over there trolling the football. What you got to say, man?
Yeah, man, I agree with Big Games. I think when they took care of Romo, when they signed Romo's contract, he became the highest paid Dallas Cowboy player back then. Correct. So they were ready to take care of Romo. They should be taking care of Dak the same way. And I think that's what Dak's looking for. I think he sees it, and I think he wants to be the highest paid Dallas Cowboy player. Listen, pay me my money. I did everything that you guys have asked me to do. And J Tuck, we've talked about this over and over. He's a Cowboy. He's a leader. He's there. He's at practice. He's the first in, the last one out. Like, what more do you want from him? I think, like we said, I think he missed one practice, James.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
One practice. Like, what more do they want from him? Listen, just stop talking. Stop. Jerry Jones said it. Oh, I have no problem signing checks. Well, sign the damn check and pay them.
Right.
You know.
So, Big Game, I ask you this question. Do you think that this is giving the Cowboys a chance to kind of see how Dak and Mike McCarthy work together? Do you think that possibly there's a chance that Dak might not really be what Mike McCarthy is wanting as far as the quarterback? So this is kind of an experimental phase to kind of see how they work together in this offense? Or do you think that they just couldn't get a deal done?
Oh, I definitely think that has a little bit jump in there when they're talking about, because as I said before, Tuck, we just talked. Why do you keep on saying you're 100% on that? How did he always keep saying we're 100? We're all in on that. We all in on that. You keep saying it. So here's the thing: you all in on that. Ain't no contract done, but you get a new coach, Mike McCarthy. So how about let's see? You did good with Garrett.
Right.
But let's see if you can do it one more year. Right. Let's just see if you can do it one more year with Mike McCarthy because we ain't seen it yet, and we just want to reaffirm. But you know what? Steven ain't going to tell us. And just like you said, Tuck, I agree with you. Steven is bland, and he ain't a good liar to me. Right. You ain't a good liar. You a terrible liar. Like when you be saying stuff, I'll be feeling like I see right through you, dog. Right. And it's just frustrating because you don't have to keep telling your if you are all in on your franchise. When these other franchise quarterbacks I see, they don't be in the media keep on saying we all in.
Right.
They just signed the papers.
Right. We 100% all in on Mahomes. Like you don't hear that. Like
even Carson Wentz, Jared Goff, Derek Carr, all these other guys, Garoppolo. Did they say we all in? No, they just signed the deal. Next thing you know, we just sitting around in USA Today. Oh, bing, bing, bing on your Twitter. Garoppolo signs, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
You don't hear shit. But with Dallas, you hear all this mumbo jumbo, and it still ain't done. I'm not listening to you no more, Steven. You're not fooling me.
Right. And so now I'm going to ask you this. From a football perspective, what more could the Cowboys be wanting to see from Dak?
A Super Bowl, playoff victory, Super Bowl. But even then, like if let's be realistic, Dak comes out and wins us a Super Bowl this year. He's gonna want Mahomes' money.
More than Mahomes' money. And granted, I live in Kansas City, and I know it's 50 years before they had a Super Bowl. The Super Bowl to Dallas is 1,000 times higher the premium and than it is in Kansas City. So if Dak was to win the Super Bowl, that price is only going to go up even higher. So, like I said, I mean, we spoke about this for 6 hours the other night, man. I hope this is not the end because I believe in Dak Prescott. I believe he can lead us to the Super Bowl. The team rallies around him. As far as the quarterback, I really can't ask for much more. I mean, granted, everybody wants Pat Mahomes or Lamar Jackson, but everybody that. But I feel like Dak is what we need to lead this team. And I feel like right now there's a lot of separation amongst Dak and his organization, and it's going to be hard to mend. Shout out to my boy Jonathan. He said, get ready for Aaron Rodgers, my guy.
Man, you know what? Somebody says that in the media one time, and everybody wants to jump on that. You feel me? Like that's not gonna happen. You know how much money he gonna cost for that to even happen? And that people talking about Trevor Lawrence, that's not gonna happen. You got to give up hella draft picks. You got to tank a season. Like that's not gonna happen. You got to give up hella capital, and that's just not gonna happen. One thing I said about Dak Prescott, I said it a couple of days ago. You know, Dak, to me, I love Dak. His game ain't pretty. I'm going to just keep it real. His game ain't pretty. When I watch him throw the ball, it ain't pretty like Deshaun Watson or like even a Matthew Stafford. That ball ain't pretty when he throw it. Sometimes he be throwing it, I'll be like, ooh, that was nice. But it ain't consistent. I'm going to keep it real. He still needs to get better. Right. I've watched all 22 games. I'm like, dog, he was wide open, Dak. Why you ain't hit him? Right. You know what I'm saying? But how many other quarterbacks do that? Right. Watch the tape. There's a lot of quarterbacks do that. You feel me? Right. When you're talking about a guy in his fourth year coming as a fourth rounder, it's like people put him in that like he was a first rounder. What happened was he had that crazy first year, and it's like they're holding it against him. Right. Like because he can never, since he's not attained that level that first year, everybody wants to hate on him now. Like, come on, dog. Right. Yeah, he might not have a pretty game, but he is a winner.
Right.
And that's what matters in this game.
James,
let me ask any player in the NFL, or you ask anybody that plays, like, I don't care if his game is pretty. Do he win?
Right. Yeah. But James, let me ask you something. Honestly, don't you think that under Mike McCarthy, Dak will become an even better QB?
Yeah, I've been said that because I've been said from the get. If Dak Prescott did all that with whack ass Jason Garrett. I didn't mean to cuss. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cuss.
No, you're good.
You know what I'm saying? Whack ass Jason Garrett. If he did that under whack ass Garrett with Scott Linehan, who was trying to change him to a whole different type of quarterback, then even when you had almost 5,000 yards with a rookie OC, you feel me? And your coach was low key sabotaging you because when you got in games where you really could win them, he took the ball out of your hands. He had to deal with all that and still did that. So if he did all that under Garrett, dog, and McCarthy did this way, because people forget when Aaron Rodgers was in the league with McCarthy, Aaron Rodgers didn't come in dope.
Right.
He did not.
Right.
Okay. He was missing throws. He was doing all that. McCarthy helped build his game. You know what I mean? And I believe he's going to help Dak take to another level. So that's why I was super geeked to see this, because if we win AFC and NFC East titles with Garrett.
Right.
What the hell? I'm feeling pretty good about some Mike McCarthy.
Right. Real good. Real good. So let me ask you this question. So, and I asked this on Twitter too, and a lot of people answered as well. But if 2016, right, and instead of Zeke, we drafted Dak Prescott with that 4th overall pick, does he get his contract now, putting up the same exact numbers, same results?
Hell yeah, he's getting it.
Right.
And you know why? Because he's a 1st-round pick. He ain't get it because he was a 4th-round pick.
Right. I assume that's going to be your answer, Sid. And then from you, Big Game, what do you think Mike McCarthy is going to add to Dak to push him up to that next level?
Oof. I think the biggest thing when we had Jesse Holly on, I was really feeling what he was saying, but I was feeling in my own heart, but not saying I was first said, so no, I'm not saying that. But I was feeling in my heart, but when he said it, I was like, yes. I feel like McCarthy's going to have him even quicker as far as the mindset and the release because that got better last year. Because remember, people was hating on him. He holds the ball too long. That's why he messing up passes. Keep holding the ball. Well, Dak, I feel like was quicker with that release. But I believe McCarthy, like in this West Coast type of offense, it's going to make Dak even be quicker with his thought. 1, 2, 3, boom, go. Be quick. Because that's what's going to make Dak even better. When as soon as when he knows where he's going, when he knows what he's going to do to you, that's when he's surgical. And I believe that's what McCarthy's going to bring to him. That quickness, that quick thought pattern, and those quick releases of 1, 2, 3, not holding the ball all day, not saying that he did it last year, but I think he's going to have even a quicker thought pattern, if you understand what I'm saying. When you see the field even quicker in your thought pattern, you just see a different quarterback. I mean, y'all kind of understand what I'm talking about, right?
Right, exactly. It's quick thoughts and quick movement. So let's hop in the chat, man. The chat's popping, man. Shouts out to the Bluff City Cowboys in the house.
Bluff City, what up?
Bluff City. Big Game James, you spitting facts. I hate when people talk like every quarterback in the league throwing 100% accuracy except Dak. Exactly. Yep. And he said people forget Rodgers had a terrible sidearm throw as well until McCarthy helped with the mechanics. Yep. Yeah, and people forget like Aaron Rodgers just came in the league and started tearing things up. It wasn't the case.
No.
And Nate Rosario, trade Derwin James. I don't know what that means. I mean, trade for Derwin James, but this is what we're going to do, Nate. We are not about to hop back on the safety train. We just got off of it.
Right, I ain't talking about no damn Jonathan.
Yeah, Jay, man, I just want to touch on that, on what James was saying about Dak and McCarthy. I believe that is true. I think McCarthy will definitely get him to throw with more accuracy. I think I watched some of Dak's highlights today, actually. Somebody posted like a highlight video on him, and I saw it. And I found a lot of times he threw the ball wildly. Mm-hmm. You know, like, and I was like, did he just throw that? And then all of a sudden, Gallup caught it, you know, on the sidelines, tiptoe, or I think he will definitely get that mechanics that he needs to become that. And I've said it before. I think that Dak will be in the Hall of Fame. Remember that topic, Jay?
Yeah, that was crazy. That's crazy.
But he will become an elite QB.
I ain't saying that though.
I mean, with these weapons, if he keeps these weapons,
but we just talked about we don't know if he's still gonna be there.
Yeah.
Did you guys see?
He might be a Hall of Famer in Jacksonville or something.
Right, you feel me? It might not be in Dallas though.
Did you guys see that somebody posted on Twitter, Dak in a Colts jersey?
I saw the
I seen that.
You saw that too, eh? I'm like, what? Hell no. That ain't happening.
Yeah. So.
I mean, to me, it would just be foolish. It's crazy how people look at these, and I get it. Even like with CD Lamb and those guys, we're excited about them. But at the end of the day, they haven't played a game in the NFL.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I've seen plenty of NFL players that had the hype and didn't do it. Right. You know what I'm saying? So when it's just crazy to me when I hear these people that don't know shit about football talking about, oh, let's just tank for Trevor Lawrence. You don't know Trevor Lawrence going to come to the NFL and do anything. You don't. Right. It's like Joe Burrow. Yeah, he looked great, but that don't mean he going to come at Cincinnati and be an all-world quarterback. You taking a gamble. Right. And just like them Jets, not to say one thing about it, but with that Adams trade, y'all got them first-round picks. If you don't pick them right picks, that was a loss for you.
Yeah.
And it's a gamble because you don't know what you're getting when you get them picks.
He wasn't worth all that.
See, we're not gonna go into this again. We're not gonna do this again.
I didn't mean to open it up. I'm just saying, though.
I'm being real.
I'm just saying, though.
I'm keeping it real.
Man. Not just my man Spoonie, man. I got your back on this Adams trade. I'll just do what it is, what it is, man.
No, but can we get James' take on it? James, I just want to know, do you think, that's it. Just tell me if it was worth it. Do you think it was worth it?
What, the Jets giving up what they did? Or, I mean,
the whole trade.
I mean, this is what I'll say about it. From Seattle's part, that's not surprising to me because they're good for trading first round picks. That's what they do. Right. They will give up a first round pick in a heartbeat. Right. You know what I'm saying? And they're aggressive. The only thing that bothered me was the player. You got 2 firsts, a third, and a player. I think that's what bothered me. But if they gave up 2 firsts, I wouldn't be tripping off that because at the end of the day, like I said, you might get 2 firsts, but you don't know what you're getting in them 2 firsts. Right. But you do know what you're getting in Jamal Adams. You do know what you're getting. It ain't like he young. You know what I'm saying? He 24 years old. And I don't care. We were talking about this yesterday with Boss.
He's bringing on flames. Go ahead.
When you see Dallas, when they had Darren Woodson, when we had them guys, when you got a top dog safety, it changes your whole defense. Facts. When you got one of them dog safety, Ed Reed, why you think that damn Baltimore Ravens defense back end was so good? Right. Ed Reed, Troy Polamalu, they changed the defense. They made that defense. They made everybody's game turn up, and that's what Adams does. He gonna make you step your game up, dog. He is. He's that type of player.
James, I just want you to answer. I just want Jay Tuck to hear you say it. Do you think he was worth all that?
He said, yeah, for 2 firsts.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about everything. Everything that they gave up to get him.
I'm not mad at it.
You know, but you think he's worth it?
I think he's worth it.
He absolutely is worth it. Is that what you want to hear?
I think he's worth it.
Hell no.
How is he not worth it? In the chat. Okay, here's the thing, Sid. Tell me why he's not worth it. You're looking at the picks, right? You're looking at the picks. You said he's not worth it. So you're looking at
No, I wasn't looking at the picks. I agree with you.
How is he not worth it then?
The players and the picks?
Yeah.
Come on,
player.
man.
He got Bradley McDougal. That's my homeboy's son. I knew Bradley when he was little. Okay. Bradley's okay.
Right.
He's not a dope. Say he's good. But that was like a throw-in. Right. You get what I'm saying? 2 firsts and a third for Jamal Adams. You don't think that he's worth that?
No.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. You're
lying. I would have been pissed if they would have gave up 2 firsts, 2 firsts and Gallup. The rumor that was going.
No, they weren't going to give up no damn Gallup.
No, I'm talking about
like
the
throwing
rumors.
Anthony Brown. Let's say you threw in an Anthony Brown, 2 firsts and a third of Anthony Brown.
Well, you do that.
You mad?
Yeah, yeah.
No, you ain't mad. You feel. Yeah, you take it.
No,
with you.
I would take it.
Yeah, okay. So stop all that mumbo jumbo on here.
You on the phone calling me, hey Tuck, man, you think you can get one of them Jamal Adams jerseys and get them?
Yeah, hell no.
That's exactly what you're doing. Like I said,
Yo, I'm surprised Spoonie's not blowing up the chat right now.
Like I said,
so why you be trying to front?
If you handle business, those first round picks aren't as valuable as you think they are.
Exactly.
And plus, with this whole COVID thing, we might not even have college football this year anyways. So where are you really scouting on for this 2021 pick?
Right.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on.
Let's hit the hammer like the judge. Blink, blink, blink.
The chat. What's up? We got Kid Roscoe said, "What's good, nation?"
What's up, Kid Roscoe?
We got
what's up, Kid?
Little touchdown. We getting this ring season 1000. He said a little touchdown said, "Is there a past beef with Mike McCarthy and Kitna? I'm sure he had a spot for Kitna on the staff." Sure about that.
I don't think there's beef, but I'm gonna just tell you this is what I'm gonna say about this. I think John Kitna has a very strong personality. Right. Very strong. And I think McCarthy has a strong personality.
Yeah.
I think between them two, they would butt heads. Right. And I think that's why Kitna, in my opinion, had to go. I think Kellen Moore is the more cerebral type guy, and Newsmeyer, those guys that are more cerebral. I think because come on, man, Kitna's fiery.
Right.
He's a fiery type guy. And McCarthy's fiery. I just feel like that will be a clash right there because you got 2 very dominant personalities. And McCarthy's hands-on with his quarterbacks.
Right.
You don't think Kitna, after he got Dak doing what he's doing, he's not going to have his hands on him again?
Right. Good question. Nate Rosario, do you play, man? All right, so
he said, "What, man? You better go ahead on."
Actually, it's right down there in the ticker, man. If you play Madden, you want that smoke. So we're gonna go ahead and get into camp, man. So like I said, we're in the camp, so we're gonna break down this roster and dive deep into these camp battles. Now it's gonna be kind of hard because we're not gonna have their typical preseason. I think the blue and white scrimmage is on August 30th. Will it be fully available for us to view? Who knows? And so we're just gonna go off, what we think is going to be these battles as far as the roster. Now we know what's solidified: quarterback, also the running back position. The O-line, the Great Wall of Dallas, is changing with Travis Frederick retiring. So the hot topic button is the center position with Joe Looney. And big game, I caught your show last night, so I pretty much know where you're gonna go with this. But but I want to hear your thoughts. Let everybody know, what do you think about Joe Looney? A lot of people like Joe Looney because when Fred was out during our playoff run, Joe Looney was able to step in. And here's what I always say about Joe Looney: Joe Looney is a likable, lovable guy. I met him numerous times at the games. Like, he's just a fan favorite. But
there it is. Bring that butt. Bring that butt. Bring that butt.
We're gonna talk football, man. He was getting his tail whipped a few times that season. He just had All-Pro Zach Martin next to him, chipping off and doing a lot of double team and different things like that as far as the formation is concerned. So, granted, we have Connor McGovern and also Tyler Badass, a rookie. But do you think they have enough time, being that Connor didn't play last season and then Tyler being a rookie, that they really have time to show up in camp and take over that center spot from Joe Looney?
Go ahead, see it.
I don't think so. And just to touch on that, Joe Looney, when he was playing last year, the only sacks that Dak got was when Joe Looney was on the field. I don't know if you guys knew that. I looked it up a couple of weeks ago, and that's why I kept saying, I'm not sure if Joe Looney is the guy right now to fill that spot. So in my opinion, I would like to see Tyler step up and maybe, get a chance to show what he has. See, this is why preseason's important.
Right.
And now with preseason not happening, will Tyler get a shot to actually show what he's able to do? Probably not. So the Dallas Cowboys are going to go what they feel comfortable with and let Joe Looney stay in there.
Right.
I mean, I think the COVID is really just making it to where Joe Looney will be the more sensible spot because he is a veteran and you're not getting the preseason games. You're going right into it. But Tyler Biadasz was highly rated, 2018. He came from Wisconsin. Like I said, I live in Big Ten country. Wisconsin players, especially offensive linemen, are very highly rated for, they're smart players. And that's one of the things that he was given as well, like Travis Frederick. Right. I'm not going to bet on him starting week 1, but I want to be able to see him push because honestly, Joe Looney's a career backup to me. Okay. Right. Me and Boss were talking about the other day, if Joe Looney got cut and he went to another team, to me, unless it's an expansion team, Joe Looney ain't starting, dog, unless that team is just not a great team. Joe Looney is not your starting center. He's going to be your backup. And there's nothing wrong being a good-ass backup.
Right.
There's nothing wrong being a good backup and a good backup center, You want that because really he was the guard before he was the center. That's what he was at Dallas for. They were able to slide him over because he's flexible. That's what you like. But I want Tyler Biadasz to win it. I think they'll start out with Looney, but I'm really kind of betting on the smartness, the knowledge, and like I said, Biadasz was highly rated before he had the injury, and he's rehabbed it well. He's like a clone of Travis Frederick. If you look at the size measurables, he's basically like a clone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think Looney starts it, but please let Biadasz win it because, everybody, Looney did good starting at center, but I ain't trying to see that again because you know what? When he goes against some big guys, that boy be getting manhandled.
Yeah, when them dogs is losing.
When he get some dogs in front of him, dog, he be getting thrown around.
Yeah, we ain't got Zach tripping next to you.
You feel me? He gets thrown around.
Okay, so the big game, you're pretty much saying Joe Looney will be the bridge until Tyler can get up to speed.
Yeah, basically, be the bridge.
So, Sid, how do you feel about the battle between the two Connors at the left guard position? Is going to be McGovern or Williams. And I know a lot of Cowboys fans hate Williams at guard position because, he just hasn't been doing up to what his expectations were. He's more of a tackle fit. And I think what Shots to the Blood City Cowboys said, Connor didn't have ACL surgery until December. Do you guys think he'll even be ready by the end of the month to touch the field? ACL is usually 7 to 9 months recovery.
Oh man, you really want to hear what I feel about Connor Williams?
Go ahead.
Connor Williams, the only reason why we was talking about it last night, me and Boss, the only reason why we talking about Connor Williams because he was a second-round draft pick. That's the only reason why we talk about Connor Williams. Come on, man. McGovern needs to win this guard spot. And for real, I saw Williams at Texas. Texas is my squad.
Right.
He ain't. I was sitting there thinking like Tyron Smith, we need to draft a left tackle. Maybe Williams can play it. But dog, he just ain't got the strength, and he got them short ass arms.
Right.
I just don't see Williams being a good tackle for like we lose a Tyron Smith and we throw Connor Williams at tackle. Right. I don't feel good about that, and I don't think he's a good guard. I think he got overdrafted.
Right.
And the only reason why we keep talking about him is because he was a second-round pick. The only time I want to talk about Connor Williams, let's see him at center. Because Brian Broaddus was talking about he wanted to play center. He was taking snaps at center. I wouldn't mind seeing him at center. I think that could be his best position.
Right.
But guard and tackle, I don't think you're doing the NFL.
Right. Syd, what's your thoughts?
It's tricky, right? Because Zach Martin we all know Zach Martin's a veteran, and I want to leave him there. I had this discussion the other day, and somebody had said, do you think that Zach Martin is still, he still got ranked in the top 100?
Yeah, Zach Martin's solid. We're not worried about Zach. Zach's good. Tyron, maybe we could be worried about.
Yeah.
Back.
You think you don't think Tyron will come out and still do his thing?
Yeah, Tyron gonna do his thing, but dog, you got back injuries.
Age, man, it's undefeated.
And I think that's why Lyle Collins is a good backup for him, in my opinion.
So you think eventually that Collins is going to take over the left tackle, eventually when we move on from Tyron Smith?
And are we talking going into next year?
I'm talking about, the 2020 season you so excited we about to have.
Listen, I think Tyron Smith will do his thing throughout the season.
Okay.
And then next year, I don't see us being confident in Collins either. I think we're going to go out there and get someone else to fill that position.
For La'el Collins?
Yeah.
Why? Why would you do that? He just had a top year. He's ascending. He just got money. He's ascending. Only way you'll see a Collins maybe switching to the left side, but in my heart, it's like, why would you even do that?
Right.
The only thing that hurts, like you said, Tug, is what is big is if we don't have a college football season, draft. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I feel like that needs to be a priority in the draft is left tackle. Right. I don't care. Tyron Smith is a dog, but he's a old 29. Right. You guarantee to miss at least 3 games a year. And like you said, you ain't beating Father Time. Right. And you got a back injury.
Right. A back.
And you're an offensive tackle. That
that's
is pressure on – you feel me? Everything is being stressed.
You don't think that back injury is going to come into play throughout the season?
No, man. Yeah, that back injury is going to come into play. It happens every year, dog. You got a back injury. It's going to happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even when he said last year, this is the best I ever felt in ever, he still missed the game.
Yeah, went over to Thailand. Taking pictures of Tigers there.
Best ever I felt. Still missed 3 games. You know what I'm saying?
That's that Romo thing.
I'm just wondering if it's going to get worse. That's how I'm thinking.
Back injuries don't get better.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying, guys. So we got to be realistic.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. You got to draft a left tackle next year.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Left tackle, right. So, James, it's up to you. So our starting O-line, the new wall of Dallas, we should call it, be Tyron Smith, McGovern, Tyler B, Zach Martin, and Collins. Yeah, that's pretty. That feels real good to me. If those young guys, can do it, we hope and feel. Right.
I think that Great Wall comes back for at least another couple of years.
Right. And then you add Blake Jarwood along. As far as that tight end.
And I like that Blake Bell cat.
Yeah, Blake Bell, man.
That was an underrated signing at tight end.
Yeah, I'm a personal fan favorite, man. He came from my hometown, Wichita. Shout out to Blake Bell, man. He played here in Kansas City for a little bit. So, like I said, it's going to be one of those people that you'll watch, and I think fans will start to fall in love with him. He's going to be one of those guys that does his job. But he'll be a good end zone target for us as well. He's a hard worker. You depend on. So, I mean, I wasn't really going to go into that position, but we can transition. So, do you think Dalton Schultz is pretty much on the out when it comes to that tight end?
Boo.
Okay.
Boo.
All right.
Where's the bomb? Do you have that? Do you have that bomb button?
I got that bomb. Yeah,
Boo.
put some bombs in the chat, man. All right. So Donald
Boo.
Schultz is out. All right.
He's out.
So let's go to the fun position. Everyone is talking about. Of course, we know we got Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, and CeeDee Lamb. But that fourth wide receiver spot is a topic of discussion. And I see some people are saying, possibly bring back Tavon Austin. I see Dave was talking about Dez. I see Cedric Wilson.
Cedric Wilson.
Smith. Like, who is your guys, and who do you think is going to take over that fourth wide receiver spot?
I mean, I like Cedric Wilson. I've been liking Wilson since they drafted him. I'm not jumping on him like he the greatest thing since sliced pie, but he is one of those guys that you need. That's a versatile guy. He's a guy that can do punt returns. He can do kick returns. He can be a gunner on the special teams. He can play inside. He can play out. I mean, he's 6'2.5", can play the slot. He's a versatile guy. The thing that's really hurt him has been his injuries.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I keep going out to that Jets game. When he had his opportunity, when they played him, he showed up. You know what I'm saying? Michael Gallup didn't show up that game. He did. If he didn't get injured, that's what really hurt me, because I wanted to see what he could do more in a year. He's got to stay healthy. But if he stays healthy, I like him at the fourth, because think about it. You got Amari, you got Gallup, and you got CeeDee Lamb. As your fourth receiver, why wouldn't you feel good about a Cedric Wilson who can do everything type for you? I know they're talking about Tavon Austin. He's more of an explosive type guy. But, man, I'm kind of that train is kind of past me. I don't mind him being on the team, but I'd rather see one of these young guys. Like, I know John Vay got he's on the reserve list because of the COVID thing. Right. But I want to see these young guys make it. The John Vay Johnsons, the Cedric Wilsons, the younger guys. You know what I'm saying? What is Tavon Austin doing now?
Instagram.
You feel me? Or he's standing on the sidelines waving that towel. You feel me? Right. But you ain't making no impact plays.
Right.
James, what do you think about Pollard going into the slot once in a while?
No.
Why not? Have you seen his college highlights?
Okay, I've seen his college highlights. He's a running back. He's a running back.
I still like to see him in the slot once in a while.
Put him in the slot here and there, but he's a running back.
That's not going to be his prime position.
Yeah.
I'm not saying use him as a prime, but I'm saying rotate him in there once in a while.
Yeah, if you want to get
he'd be a good in and out with Cedric Wilson.
I wouldn't have a problem, but he's not going to be as no receiver. He is a running back. Give that dude carries.
Right. Yeah, of course. And I hope we're going to touch on the whole Zeke situation too, because people are losing their minds about 2,000 yards, and we definitely got to discuss that.
Zeke ain't getting no damn 2,000 yards.
He is not, and people are losing their damn mind.
Who told you that?
It's all over on Instagram.
I ain't even listen to man. I ain't even listen to somebody who say Zeke getting 2,000. I don't listen to you.
Zeke shouldn't have to get 2,000 yards this year.
You don't want Zeke to get 2,000, dog.
Right.
I want Zeke to get like that 14 to 1,600.
Yeah,
thing right there. Get 12 to 15 touchdowns. Get you about 50 catches. Dude, that's Zeke right there. Right. That's what I want to see.
I'm
Zeke.
with you. People are like, "Oh, he's hungry and he's angry and calm down." There's too many weapons right now for us to even use that much.
Right, exactly.
And McCarthy likes to throw the ball. I mean, he will feed at Eddie Lacy, and he ain't never had Ezekiel Elliott. So, but I think he's, I think one thing I like about McCarthy, him being there, I think he's going to put Zeke in a lot of different positions. You know what I'm saying? You know how it was basic when they had Garrett, like you knew where Zeke was going. Right. I think you're going to see a lot more trickiness and moving Zeke around more and moving Pollard in there, doing two-back systems, when they both back there. I think you're going to see just a lot more creativity with Ezekiel Elliott, and it's going to help his career because, for real, I mean, you signed Ezekiel Elliott, and he was the highest paid for a little bit, right? But at the end of the day, you want him to last. That's why you got Tony Pollard. So use Tony Pollard. There's nothing wrong. Zeke don't have to get 400 freaking carries, dog. You want his career to last. If you're going to keep him in Dallas, the best way to make him last, run some Tony Pollard. It ain't taking away from Zeke. It's not making Zeke not like he's still the dog. But, dog, when you run some Tony Pollard in that first half, now when you getting Zeke in that third and fourth quarter, dog, you heard what Landon Collins said. I don't want to meet him in the hole.
Right. Right. And the perfect example is that Rams game last year. It just wore the Rams down, with Pollard and Zeke, and it's thunder and lightning, man. Thunder and lightning. So,
man.
Yeah, let's go. So you got Cedric Wilson at the fourth wide receiver spot. What about you, Syd?
Yeah.
He won damn Dez. That's over, dog. Stop talking about Dez Bryant.
Tuck, what did you want, Dez?
Man, that's not a fair question to ask me, man.
You know he loved Dez, but we talking reality. We ain't talking about love. We talking reality.
Listen, they brought
it. Call me crazy 88. You know what I'm saying?
He's the crazy 88, but he ain't coming.
Yeah, I would go with Cedric Wilson. And that would be definitely the fourth guy right now if we can't go out there and get Dez. I would say give Dez a $1 million deal.
He's
500,000, like Dave said.
Steven Jones says no, it's over.
Yeah,
you feel me? When Steven Jones says no, it's over.
Okay. All right, Cedric Wilson. Cedric Wilson.
That's the thing where
Cedric Wilson.
I get torn. I go back and forth. I like Cedric Wilson. You know, one of my good friends, he's a huge Boise fan, so he kind of talked about Cedric back when.
Who you like, Tuck?
I like Smith, man. But I think it's
like Devin.
Yeah, I like Devin because the speed aspect, and I believe when you actually see Devin, you can see what he's capable of doing. The times that he got on the field, you know, he has big play capability. But I mean, but
the only thing, the thing that hurts him, Tuck, and I know he don't play no special teams.
Right.
And that's what's going to hurt him because you're going to need a guy to be able to do that, especially when you're playing the fourth and fifth receiver spot, sixth receiver spot. You got to be able to play special teams.
Right.
That's what hurts him. Right. And he has the speed, but that's what I'm saying. If let's say John V. Johnson was coming in and didn't have any cover, whatever. I'm going to take a John V. Johnson if his hands are together over Devin Smith. I love Devin Smith, but John V. Johnson can run them routes. He has that speed, and I'd rather take a 24-year-old over a 28 or 29-year-old who still has injury history.
Right. And I feel like Devin Smith, he stood out the way that our wide receiver core was previous year. You know, we needed that deep threat because Cooper and Gallup, even though they make big plays, that's really not their thing. But now since we got CD, it's really
you feel me? CD Lamb takes that away. You feel me? Because remember how we were clamoring for having that deep threat because we didn't have it. We had Gallup and Coop, but they weren't those guys that was just, you know what I mean? Right. But now you add that CD Lamb, now you feeling like, well, you don't need a Devin Smith like that because now you need somebody reliable. I think Devin Smith is reliable, but once again, Cedric Wilson does more things.
Right. I agree. It's coming in the chat, man. Shout out to my man K Wilson. What's up, y'all? Love the show. Oh, I got my Dak hating brother in the chat. Tavon's been washed. He's injury prone. That's true. And he says Dez is over. Tuck, let it go, bro. Whatever, man. Dez need to either retire or do something, man. Because all the back and forth. I can't watch.
He just need to retire, dog. Dez need to retire.
I think it's going to be hard for him to move on to that next level without football. I feel like he's having trouble accepting it. But it's like, man, ain't nobody called you in. Yeah, you know.
How many years it been? And you on Twitter. I mean, here's the thing.
Constantly.
You don't think them coaches look at that you on Twitter all day talking all that. They don't want to deal with that. That's a problem to them. Right. They feel like, why bring that into the locker room? You on Twitter all day, every day. That's like your best friend. Right. You get into it with nobodies.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Coaches, if I'm a coach, I'm going to keep it real. Like, I will look at those things. I will look at that because is that a problem? Is that something I want to deal with? There's somebody who's over 30 and still doing those things.
Right. I mean, especially, even taking it from someone like Antonio Brown, but at least Antonio can still play. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they tolerate it. They only tolerate that stuff if you can play. But eventually he has to prove that he can still play, and he doesn't have the opportunity to come with the injury. So best luck to Dex. I'll still throw the X, man. But, you know, let's move over to the defensive side of the ball. All right, so defensive end. I know, Syd, you want to talk about this guy. You was like, I'm going to wait till Big Game James come on and I'm going to say it.
Yeah, bring him on up.
DeMarcus Lawrence, go ahead, Syd. The floor is yours.
Listen.
Actually, I got something good for you, Syd, after you tell me that. No, you're going to like it.
Listen, DeMarcus Lawrence is a dog. I will give him that. Nobody wanted to run on his side last year. I just felt that, yes, he was in everybody's like, oh, he was injured, but I still think that he could have did more for us. And I'm hoping that he has a more explosive season going into the 2020. That's all. I don't hate the guy. Just go out there and do what we paid you to do. That's all I'm asking. That's it. James?
All right. Well, this is what I'm going to say about D-Law. I did a list of players. I took it from my guy, John Williams, like, needs a rising star or a dark horse. I think I put on needs to rebound. I put D-Law. So I agree with you in the aspect of you know I'm not really tripping off the money, and he did play. If you look at his ratings and if you really watch the tape, he still played really good.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, I feel like you still need to be more stat production. I feel like he still needed to be more of a dog, especially with that defense the way it was last year. They were needing some leadership. And I don't feel like he stepped up and was that leader that he could have been.
That's all I've been trying to say.
You get what I'm saying? And I think
Robert Quinn led in sacks last year.
Right. Well, I mean, but he's more of a sack artist than more of a D-Law because he has that freaky athletic bend. D-Law don't have that. But he's more of a monster in the run game. He's going to stop you. But I brought up this, though. Next year, if somebody came to me and was like, what do you think about trading D-Law? I would definitely consider it.
Well, actually, that's the article.
I would consider trading him, and I would trade him.
Yeah,
I would trade him.
That's the rumor that's swirling right now because there's a lot of talk about could D-Law be the next trade bait.
Yeah, and I seen that, and I looked at it, and I was like, I definitely agreed with it. I would definitely consider trading him next year. Why he still has value? Because think about it, dog. Once he get about 30 years old, and I'm not hating on D-Law, but I don't feel like he was a freaky athletic guy. Now, the thing that does help him is because he's such a technician. Right. He's a guy that probably could last in the league long because of his technical. Right. But you still want to get prime years. So if somebody comes next year and I got a good-ass deal and you want D-Law, let's talk.
Yeah. You only give us 2 first and third? Seattle?
Boy, if they came to me like, we'll give you 2 firsts for D-Law, bye.
See you later.
That call wouldn't be quick enough.
Yeah, Hot Boys going to Seattle, man. But D-Law is going to be our anchor at the defensive end position. We know Drill McCoy. Poe's going to play the nose for us primarily. The opposite end is the question. So I saw my guys bluff to the Cowboys. So I'm glad y'all don't have Crawford as the starting end. But
he's going to start.
He's going to be that starter. He's going to be that starter.
He's starting.
This ain't my lineup. You know what I'm saying? This is they had Armstrong there, and Armstrong put a cryptic Instagram yesterday, and I'm not sure if he's going to be gone.
Man, why no? Because it's his 3rd year. You need to see what's in Dorrance Armstrong. That would make no sense for them when you don't even have a heavy right end right now. Right. Besides a Crawford who's coming off 2 groin injuries, you have an Alden Smith who you don't know. He hasn't played in 3 years. That doesn't make sense to get rid of any kind of Dorrance Armstrong Jr. He's a 3rd year, and I think he's a good player. Like, I was hoping last year he was going to do it, but he didn't. But he was a guy that was getting in that backfield. He just wasn't completing the play. Yeah. So I like him, but him starting over Crawford, not saying he don't have the ability, but they love Tyrone Crawford.
Right. And I like Tyrone Crawford. I mean,
you wouldn't think that having Alden Smith on the other side of Lawrence would be a good thing?
Yeah, it's a good thing, but they're not going to start that week 1. He hasn't played. They're going to.
If he comes out 80%, 80% of what he was
like that. But I'm just saying, you ain't played in 3.5 years, and you're not. This is a COVID season. You ain't getting no training.
Again, if we had preseason,
but we don't.
We don't.
If was a fifth,
coulda, shoulda, would. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be D-Law, McCoy, Poe, and Crawford.
So when it comes to Armstrong, what about Joe Jackson? Do you think Joe Jackson?
I love Joe Jackson.
Do you think Joe Jackson could beat Armstrong out?
Ooh.
I don't. I like Joe Jackson, but I like him on that left side where D-Law's at. Okay. Because I think he's more of a run stopper type player because he's like D-Law to me. He's not super athletic, but he's a big dude. He's like almost 280 pounds. He can hold that anchor. And I also
is he 280?
Like, yeah, he's about 280, dog. He's a big boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you look at him, he's one of them guys that you're never going to really talk about him being that, Joe Jackson. But next thing you know, he got 7 sacks for the year. Right. That's what Joe Jackson is to me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So don't sleep on him. But I think Dorrance Armstrong stay on that right. Let's see Joe Jackson on that left. Although he ain't bad on the right, but I really like Dorrance Armstrong on that right. And if we give Dorrance Armstrong a chance, I think he can be a good player, but he's really got to show this is his 3rd year. He has to show it this year.
Right. And I got a personal bias against Joe Jackson because it's Miami University.
Yes, I like Joe Jackson, dog. I love his attitude.
Right. Yeah,
I like his attitude.
But him also Dorrance Armstrong, they're just football players. Like,
yes,
they're two people that I know. They might not be the most talented, but they can give you effort. And as a coach, if I was coaching, I just need to see effort.
I want that.
Right. Just give me the effort and I'll fix the rest. So
yeah, and it's not like they not talented because if you look at Joe Jackson, I think in his career at Miami, he averaged like 7 to 8 sacks.
Right.
Okay.
So he's a dog. So he'll be out there.
You know who I'd like to see only because he's a Canadian born? He's from Ottawa. Neville Gilmore. You're
gonna see him.
He was born 2 hours from me, Canadian born. So for us, that's a big deal. I'm sorry.
I mean, when we talk, we'll get to the rookies here in a little bit, but I think he's going to be one of those kind of instant impact rookies. Coming from the D line. So, but the huge question mark for me, I know James, you spoke about the secondary, but for me personally, it's the linebacker position. And
I feel you.
And the reason why is because of lack of depth. Because we all know with Van Der Esch's neck injury, I think someone in the chat mentioned that, but with Van Der Esch's neck, Sean Lee being Sean Lee, that pretty much is
injury prone.
Jalen Smith. So, what is your guys' thoughts as far as adding more depth to the linebacker position, or do you think we're solid with what we have already in-house?
I feel like we need some depth because I don't like the depth, and we're just one major injury away from being in trouble, just like you said, Tuck. So I would say, yeah, that's definitely more of a concern than the secondary because you got a lot more depth on the secondary. You got a lot more mix and matches that you can do on that secondary. Right. You have a major injury, or if an LVE doesn't come back from that neck injury, all of a sudden your linebacking core that you were feeling great about is now you're worried. Now you need to go look at the waiver wire. Yeah. Now you need to look for somebody because I don't care. I'm still not trusting Sean Lee. I know this was the first time he played 16 games, but it was in a backup role. Right. I don't want him in a starting role because then that's when those injuries come.
Injuries come out.
I know we got Joe Thomas. I like Joe Thomas, but you know what I'm saying? You feel me? Right. You feel me, Tuck?
It's just not the same. Yeah.
It's just not the same. And then, yes, we love Wilson. Well, Luke, Luke Gifford.
Luke Gifford.
Yeah. We liked him, but he was injury prone last year, so we don't know.
Yeah.
And Justin Lillard, he's just a guy.
Yeah.
I'm not hating, but he's just a guy to me.
Right.
And who do you have beyond that?
Francis Bernard?
Me.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen that tape.
It gets real thin. It gets real thin.
Yeah.
We're going to really rely on an undrafted rookie linebacker?
Right. And so
that's what we're doing?
So you think about it, our linebacker core is really depending on a neck injury and a hamstring.
They're praying that neck injury. We're all praying that LVE is good because the doctors can say everything, but we got to see that hit. Right. You can say whatever, but that's a neck.
Right.
Listen, do you guys think that the doctors could have told LVE, listen, we'll clear you to play, but you're taking the chance going out there and playing?
Yeah, they probably. Yeah, why wouldn't they say that type of thing?
Yeah.
You know, a neck injury is no joke. We know, everybody knows that. Neck surgery.
And going back to whoever, I think it was Nate said in the chat, Derwin James, well, we had an opportunity and we chose LVE and the rest is kind of history.
But LVE is a dog.
LVE is a dog. He is a dog.
And him being out impacted our defense drastically last year.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And so, you got someone to go sideline to sideline. Him and Jalen feed well off each other.
Yes.
And I think LVE out there, man, we kind of
that helped Jalen.
So.
I like the energy that he brings, man.
I like the energy, and I think he's a smart player, and he's athletic, and I just think that when he got hurt, it really hurt Jalen because Jalen had to do more, and I don't feel like he was ready for that role to do more. Right. He was talking about it, but you didn't see a lot of it, not even taken away from Jalen. Right. But you just really saw, even when he came in his rookie year, you saw the frustration, like when they were trying to play Sean Lee. Remember his rookie year, they kept on trying to put Sean Lee back in there because, he's the veteran. But you just saw it's better with Jalen and LVE. Right. It just is.
Right.
It meshes well.
Yeah, that Rams playoff game. So shout out to the chat, man. My brother asked, and a good question, does Randy Gregory play this year or should the Cowboys give up on him?
I'd like to see him play.
I mean, we all like to see him play, but damn, you play. And I think people are sensitive because of his situation. I get that. I trust me, I do. But damn, he was drafted in 2015?
Yeah.
It's 2020. I mean, you ain't going to be young forever.
Right.
Yeah. You played a year and a half. I mean, I understand people want him to play and all that, but I'm gonna keep it real. I ain't trying to talk about no Randy Gregory no more.
Right. Yeah. Because
Oh, you're giving up? You don't?
I'm not giving up, but it's just like talk to
It's
me when
ongoing.
he on that field, dog.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah.
don't want to talk. It's always.
But what's the delay? Like, I don't
statement.
understand what the delay is. Like, to make.
Well, I was going to say this. I mean, they just came down with the suspension on Antonio Brown, so apparently they're in the office right now. So maybe we could hear something through the pipeline here in a few days about Randy Gregory. I don't know. I think it's pretty much a rift between the commissioner and Jerry Jones. It's probably just like not on commissioner's priority list right now. Like,
yeah, he just taking his time. He probably looking like I don't have to rush on this.
Right.
He been in because think about it. If you have a player that's had multiple offenses, are you gonna rush to get him reinstated?
No.
You're gonna put him on the back burner. You're gonna be the last guy I'm gonna deal with. I'm gonna take care of this other stuff first because you've been there, done that.
Right.
But didn't Antonio Brown come out and say he's done with football?
Man, ain't nobody listening to him, dog. I don't listen.
I was just saying that the NFL is working today, so they could have easily took a look at the Randy Gregory situation.
Right, but they ain't.
Yeah, but they not.
Yeah.
He's on. You see that big pile. You know when you go in that teacher's room, whatever, you see that big old pile of papers and stuff at the bottom.
Yeah, bottom stack. Randy Gregory, we'll do that next week.
We'll check him out later.
Who's that on the? Move on.
Yeah. All right, guys. So let's switch to the topic of discussion. This is where the most depth is. This is what we were most excited to see about for preseason. But unfortunately, COVID took that from us. The secondary. So, James, I heard you last night kind of say who your secondary would be. But so I'll start with you, Sid. Who do you think your starting day one, your corners would be as far as the secondary is concerned? Actually, throw in the corners in there too. We'll do the corners too. So corners and safeties fully.
I'd like to see Robinson, honestly.
At what position? Corner or safety?
I'd like to see him as safety.
Okay.
In corners, I would go with Diggs and Uzie.
Okay.
That's how.
Who's your third corner and the other safety?
I
better say it right.
Yeah, I heard a lot of good things about Worley.
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't watched much tape on him, so you know what? Probably Worley.
Okay, Worley. So yeah, Worley, Diggs,
Awuzie, and Robinson.
All right. Well, if it's me, so I'm going with, and this is like ideal situation. This is like the rookies are ready. I'm probably going with Diggs. I'm going with J. Lou. And then I'm going with Reggie Robinson at the other corner.
Ooh.
I'm moving.
Ooh.
I'm thinking. Man, I can't. Here's the thing. I've been big on these guys.
Would you repeat that for me, please?
Yeah, I said Diggs, J. Lou, and then Reggie Robinson as the other corner. So those are my three corners. And I've been big on Woods since the draft, man. Like, I've been at the stadium before talking about Pro Bowl. So I feel like, Xavier Woods, if you watch me right now, bro, you got to hold me down this season. Because I've been on the ledge for you, man.
Big Games, please tell me you're on the same page as me.
I do Xavier Woods, and then I'll do Clinton Diggs. But I like Cheeto, though, too, man. But I don't know. I like Robinson, though, man. When you look, the thing is, like, when you watch Diggs, you watch tape on Diggs, you watch tape on Robinson, they're aggressive, young, eager, ball hawks.
Robinson,
that's why they got him.
And it's just so sexy, like, watching it, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm excited to see what those guys turn into. Now, granted, day one, they're probably not going to be ready. But if it's ideal, this is them up to speed, ready to go. That's going to be
I brought tape on Robinson. Robinson's, whew.
Yeah,
he's explosive, man.
A lot of talk has been moving him to possibly safety, so I can see that. I just can't. It's my last season on Xavier Woods, bro. So it's the last time I'm riding with you. I can't do much more. So, Big Game James, let me hear your secondary.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, keep it real. Boss brought something that really very intriguing to me, and I keep thinking about it. I'm feeling it because I would like to. Because if Diggs can play that safety full time. Because he played quite a bit of it at Oakland.
My ear is close to the screen on this one, and I got headphones on.
And he's mixed and matched. So we were talking about it yesterday, and it was very intriguing to me. He was talking about Worley and Dix at the safeties.
Okay.
And then you had Diggs, Diggs, Jordan Lewis in the slot, and Awuzie starting at the corners.
Okay.
When I look at that right there, I don't know if they will put Worley full time at safety.
Right.
Okay. So I'm thinking how in my head how it would be.
Right.
Worley, I'm going with Worley, Awuzie, Lewis, Woods, and Diggs.
Okay.
Well,
Now, somebody needs to push Woods because I almost feel like this is year 4. This is what you are.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
You was a 6th round draft pick already.
Right.
Dallas had a high hopes for you, but you haven't done it. So I feel like this is just what you are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Thought you was going to be that impact player, but this might not be. You know what I mean? So I really would like to see somebody else at safety now. And I'm not even trying to hate on Woods, but I just feel like it was your time.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying.
It was you had 3 years.
Like,
Three.
When I look at Xavier Woods, I say, boom, that's a football player right there. I want him on my team. But then you sit back
because
and
what
watch
does
the
he
game,
do?
like,
What is
bro,
Xavier Woods? When you talk about Xavier Woods, what's one thing that he does great to you?
He'll lay the hammer.
Yeah, but how many times does he lay the hammer and miss a tackle because he got the head down and he always want to lay the boom, but don't wrap up.
Right.
Or want to lay the boom and take a bad ankle.
Right. He takes bad angles. It's just, I mean, luckily.
Drop interceptions.
Jeff, he actually helped that secondary a lot more because, like you said, you watch Xavier Woods, he was all over the place. And I don't know, what was it? Was it Chris Richard's scheme? Is it just him?
I feel like it was a little Richard, but I mean, we'll see. But like I said, year 4, I mean, I don't know where. Yeah, like where do you?
I ended up saying
it's different.
I ended up saying in one of my shows a couple of weeks ago that I thought Woods would have a breakout year. But like I said, I started watching some tape on Robinson, and I'm just torn.
Those are the guys that you want, man. Like when you watch Robinson's tape, just like you said, Robinson and Diggs, they're ultra aggressive.
Right. Yeah.
Now, I would say I feel Robinson is more aggressive than Diggs. I think Diggs is more of a playmaker. I think Diggs is the type of guy that when he gets after you, he's looking for that ball. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like Diggs is trying to get the ball.
Right.
That's what I really feel like. Diggs is the playmaker, and I think that's why they really like him. He's the dude that's going to get you interceptions. We were talking yesterday that Diggs is going to get burnt.
Right.
Okay. Because he's the guy that doesn't have that 4.4 speed. He's a 4.5 guy, and you've seen him trail. And once you get past him as a fast receiver, you can get on him.
Right.
But the thing is, he'll give up a big play, but he'll come back and knock a big ball down, or he'll snatch an interception. Robinson, I think Robinson is just, man, he just aggressive, dog. Like, I watch him, like, he is all over you.
Yeah.
And he's big. You know what I'm saying?
Power 5, he'd have probably been first round.
Oh, my gosh. Now, he has a lot, because you will see players getting passes on him. He's got stuff to learn. But please, Al Harris, and what's your boy's name? From Texas A&M? Lindquist.
Yeah.
Get that man right, because I see why what's his name? Guy for Dallas that loved him. Willie McClay.
Okay.
Willie McClay loved Robinson. And when I just keep watching the tape, I'm like, I see why. I see why they drafted him. I picked him in our 4th round mock draft when he was available. But when you just keep watching this tape, dog, he's exciting. I like it. Him and Diggs, I like that.
Right.
I love
He did.
Right. The type of player that just jumps off the screen, man. Like I said, Xavier Woods, bro, this is my last.
No, they young and hungry. Yeah. They young and hungry. Yeah. And basically they got him as your replacement.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm sure Woods is sitting at home saying, shit, my replacements are here.
No,
well, look,
if I don't step up,
when I had my boy Tuck got my back, man, I can't let him down.
Hey, when we had Philip Turner on the show, he said the first thing is when you get drafted, the next thing you need to be thinking of your replacement.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Looking at your spot, man.
They're coming to get your spot. That's what it is, though, Tuck. You know how it is.
Right, yeah.
It don't matter when you're on the field. It don't matter.
Right.
You better bring that every. You better bring it every year, because if not, that young hungry one gonna take your spot.
Like I was explaining this on Twitter today.
That's what happened to Romo.
This is a new staff. They don't know none of these people. Man, they talking
feel me?
Zooms.
There ain't no loyalty.
They might come in and just like Robinson.
And say, man, we benching you. We don't owe you Woods nothing.
Yeah,
he's on an expiry contract. We don't owe you anything.
Right. Yeah. So that's why I'm trading 2 first, third, and Woods with the price. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Blood City Cowboys, he has Worley, Diggs, Awuzie at corner, Woods and high safety. I'm getting cold on Woods, but nobody's there to push him out with no preseason. But that's going to change, though. That's going to change. Like I said, the dogs is coming. And then this is Sean Lee's last year. Should we get Bob Wagner with the Wolf Hunter and the Predators? All right.
No, we don't need no old-ass linebacker. I told you the draft priorities to me was safety, left tackle, and
corner.
No, not corner.
No,
I was just about to say it. I lost it. I said safety, left tackle, and linebacker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We need to draft a linebacker next year.
Oh, you're talking about next year. Okay, I was talking about this year.
Sure.
All right, so let's get into one last question, man. I'm going to ask both of you. Sid, talk about the season, Mike McCarthy, new coaching staff, great hires all over the board. Does Mike McCarthy get a pass? Let's say, for instance, things don't go well. We have a full season. We go 7-9. Do we give him a pass with this talent, with this coaching staff?
Okay, I'm going to answer this in 2 ways. If we lose players due to COVID.
No COVID. COVID out. We're being optimistic. Remember, Sid? We didn't wish COVID away.
We didn't lose anybody. You're talking about we didn't lose anybody.
This full regular season, moving forward, no COVID, no interruptions.
Listen, we got to give him a pass.
No, he don't get no damn pass. No, he does not.
I say
7-9. Why?
First of all, he hasn't coached for over a year.
I don't care.
He's coming onto a totally new team, new system, new scheme, new coaching staff.
How long has he been coaching in the league?
Okay, yes, I'll give you that. Okay, yeah, but it's
no excuses.
We're not talking about the Green Bay. We're talking about coming into a whole new structure.
But you still have talent. You have talent across the board.
Okay, I'll say we're not doing no 7-9, so I don't even know why.
But if it happens, you're gonna give him a pass? No, this staff,
I give him a pass.
No, I'm not giving him a pass.
But I know it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
That's what you're hoping don't happen. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. I'm not giving him a pass.
We're going 12-4.
You came here to make immediate impact. Right. That's why I got you. He didn't get you. Jerry Jones didn't get you. If you wanted a college coach or somebody you want to experiment and be a 7-9, go get one of them guys. Right. You didn't get McCarthy to come here to be 7-9. You got McCarthy here to take you to that next level. Right. See, Garrett was getting us a little bit there, but you needed a guy to take you to the next level, right? What we talked about with Mark Jackson, when they got rid of him, they got Steve Kerr. Right. They won a championship. You feel what I'm saying? Well, they did the same thing with Tampa Bay, and John Gruden took over, got a Super Bowl. You feel what I'm saying? Right. That's what we talking about, dog. Right. So ain't no excuses for no Mike McCarthy. He come in here and get 7-9. You getting a lot of hot fish grease on your ass.
What he said.
You know, Mike McCarthy, when he first came onto the Green Bay, the first year, he went 8-8.
But
second year, 13-3.
Rookie. That was when he first became a head coach.
That's years ago.
Second year, 13-3.
Right. I don't care. You've been in the league long enough. And here's the thing. You sat out a year and said you studied. Analytic got better. You studied and took that year off and got better, and you come in with 7-9, we think you're lying.
It don't matter. We're going 12-4.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
That's what we all want.
That's the conversation. Yeah, I saw the conversation there, saying, well, due to the restrictions of COVID and this and that, I'm like, hey, if we are going to have this football season that Sid is so positive we're going to have, I don't want no excuses.
Ain't no excuses. We better be playoff bound.
Right.
Why is it pick on Sid night? Why is it
on Sid?
Wait. Let's make it clear. We're going to have a season. I'm not the only one. There's a whole bunch of people.
That's because Dave ain't here in front of me. If Dave's here, he'd be getting the same fight right now if he was in front of me, man.
We're going to have a season. Whether we have a full season or not is another thing, but we're going to have a season.
We're going to obviously have a start of the season. We don't doubt that. But are we going to have a finish of 16 games when all this stuff is going on? This stuff is real, man.
Yeah, we're replacing players and a whole bunch of rookies that were supposed to be.
I'm telling you, all it takes is one team, 32 teams. All it takes is one team to have an outbreak.
Yeah, I was supposed to go to Florida last summer, and we took off. And about 30 minutes later, they said, nah, bro, we ain't going to be able to do it. We had to come back down the lane and turn the plane right back around. So I'm telling you, it's going to be a takeoff. It's going to be that Chiefs and Houston. Like, they giving away tickets on the radio here in Kansas City. It's a huge giveaway. I'm like, what game y'all giving away? We going to take off. But, you know, I don't know how long we're going to stay up in the air, man. But like I said, guys, I appreciate you guys for hopping on the show, man. Had a blast per usual. So go ahead, once again, my man Syd, tell them where they can find you at.
Yeah, man, you can definitely find me on YouTube on Dallas Cowboys, the number 4 life. Hit that subscribe button. Big things to come. I'm going to have Jay Tuck on, hopefully big games on my show. We always collab. We always do big things. So definitely come back and check us out.
Big game. Tell them where they can find you, bro.
All right, man. Just check me out, Silver and Blue Nation, man. Big Game James. Like I said, we kicks it. We have a good time. You know, we try to just keep it real and, you know, just none of the fake.
Right. Keep it real, man. We have fun, man. Like I said, we appreciate chopping up all the Cowboys fans out there. To follow me on this channel, man, Cowboys fans only. Go ahead and like, subscribe, share, man. Appreciate all the support once again. We want everybody to stay safe, stay blessed, stay encouraged, stay smart, man. We're going to get through this thing together. We're going to get on to football. And we're going to get on to winning the road for Tampa's going to begin, man. So it's your boy, Jay Tuck.